Hello everyone, we finally return with another Paladins tier list. This time, I will be ranking all of the champions based on their champion select intros. The intro animation, as it says, is the first time you see your champion introduce themselves before you play. In my opinion, they should all be unique and showcase some notable quality of the character, either relating to their gameplay or lore. S tiers will have that on full display. A tiers will be mostly good, maybe just lacking a bit of flash. B tiers will be in the middle of the road. Don't really like them, don't really hate them. C tier will be leaning towards kind of boring, and me not liking it. D tier is going to be reserved for intros that I don't like, which I can't really think of any off the top of my head, hence why D tier is also going to contain our boring intros. And I have a feeling that many champions, especially some of the older ones, will end up in here. Now, I don't think this is going to be a super long video, but as always with my tier list videos, I would treat it like a podcast. Maybe prop your phone up somewhere, go do your dishes, go do your chores, go take a little walk. But we're going to get started with Androxus the Godslayer. And I have the video saved over here. I should also mention that if you want to see all the champions select intros, I have that video uploaded right here on YellowNinja. I'll have it linked in the little iCard right now. It'll be in the end screen as well as the pinned comment. Let's kick it. So, pulls up the gun, turns to face the camera. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Unfortunately, we are going to start with the D tier here. Many champions, especially the older ones, they just have this, like, I don't know, battle-ready MVP pose type thing. Where it's just them pulling up their gun, I don't know, like reloading it or something, and then facing the camera. And in my opinion, that's really boring. So, Andro starts us with a D tier. And I should also mention, I'm sorry, this always happens with the tier list videos. I mentioned something after I do the intro. As a amateur animator, lots of animations in video games do pique my interest, and hence why we're doing this video. Alright, next up we have Ash, I apologize. So, he's born Andro. Ash, it's the same thing. I mean, she just... There's a little more motion here. I like that there are flags waving around. Whereas, like, Andro just puts the gun up and that's it. Ash kind of goes in, like, locks in. But I feel it's the same variant of Andro. I mean, she does a little more. She bends down to pick up the gun. The big cannon. And flags waving around. C tier, possibly moving to D tier. Alright, up next we got Atlas. And this one's so quick, but Atlas drops down from the ceiling and then readies up, and this is supposed to, at least I think it is, I think it's supposed to be a reference to his little cinematic trailer, where it's all the storyboard stuff, and then you see the 3D model Atlas jump out of the rift and slam down, and he takes like a similar pose. That being said, I'm not in love with this animation. I think B tier for this. My suggestion, rather than Atlas dropping down like this, is it would have been cooler if you saw one of those time portals open up, just like his trailer, back here, and he kind of comes from the background to the foreground, kind of leaps in like that, and then the rest of the intro would be fine, in my opinion. But I think for that, we're going to put him in B tier. Alright, up next we got Azan. So Azan I like. It showcases his power. He flies in, pulls up the hammer, very authoritarian. Just... it gives the impression of a higher power, high authority. Although I think he's bugged. I think he's supposed to be facing the camera more directly. And also, shout out to Paladins, intros being bugged out. If you look in the bottom left corner, you can see the hammer right there. But also, I like it when the characters summon their weapons off screen. That's just a little thing that pleases me. Let me see, one more time. So, flies in. And they even added some extra extra visual effects of like a glowing beam coming in. I think we're going to put Azan in A tier. Close that out. I forgot I had rule docs open on the other end. I think A tier is fitting. We're probably just going to... No, Barrack's not going to be S tier. Just, I don't... Something about it. I don't know. It's not a super memorable intro, in my opinion. I think it does the character well, but it's not one of the intros I first think of when I think Paladins. Next up, we got Barrack, and I mean, that is so boring. He literally just wipes his... Is he wiping his nose or his... Oh no, he wipes his mustache, and then he gets into a battle stance. Also, I'm remembering, in the past, as you can see right here, it shows all your skins. You could collapse this menu so you could see your intros in full. And I think this was the Ruby patch. I could be wrong, but one patch removed the collapse button. And now you're stuck with this, so it ruins a lot of the intros, in my opinion, because you see the stupid skins on the bottom. That being said, Barrack is worse than Andro. At least Andro does something. I mean, it's better than nothing. Next is Betty La Bomba. Throws up the nade. See, this I like a lot better. This is that same idea of just general, like, battle-ready show-off stance. But they give it a lot of flair. First of all, Betty's the character is a very, like, dramatic type character. So she does this whole thing, throwing up the grenade, catching it. I love the little... the little royal riff that plays. It is a little weird how the grenade just kind of goes in there straight, but, Also, one really weird nitpick is, I don't know what Betty's doing with her hand and fingers here. Like, why isn't this a closed fist? That just looks kind of weird. Like, she's trying to make a closed fist, but because the Paladins model is probably weird, she can't do it. But I like Betty's. Betty's is gonna go in A. Better than Azan? I think better than Azan. I think this one has more flair to it. Next is Bomb King. He rolls the Grumpy Bomb. And he examines all his other ones. I love that they animated the Grumpy Bomb, even though this is one of the older ones. It's really the actual... the bomb rolling its eyes around, just looking all over the place. I like that. And then, hold on, we'll do Buck while we're here. He just, like, really... just dusts off his little shotgun and looks at the camera, ready to fight. Okay, so Bomb King. The actual intro itself is kind of He rolls the Grumpy Bomb and looks at the camera. But I like that they animated the Grumpy Bomb and the Poppy Bombs as well. It's just you can't really see that because of the stupid skins. I think BK is going to be bottom of B. I can't really say it's like a C tier, but bottom of B. I think it's good. Buck. Dust the gun off versus wiping your mustache. I mean, they're like equally as boring. Next is Caspian. Caspians I like a lot. This is probably one of my go-tos when I think of an intro. I like the intro pose. You know, like, ooh, who's this mysterious swordsman over here? A lot of flair spinning it around, pulls the gun out. They added some sound effects for, like, the fake lining up the shot. I like his default pose, too. It's very unorthodox for a champion to have. I think Caspian is going to be our first S tier. And I should note, this is probably going to be one of the more... less agreeable tier lists. I can't really think of a better word for it, but typically when you discuss balance or like other things relating to Paladins, most people can generally agree like, oh yeah, this talent is strong, this talent is not, this base kit is strong, this one's not. This is art, and art is very subjective, so I'm immediately thinking me putting Caspian in S tier, someone's going to be like, that really? Caspian in S tier? Are you kidding? You crazy? But that's why this is my opinion. And if you have your own, let me know in the comments. Next up, we got Cassie. And again, it's another one of those just like battle-ready poses. But I do like that Ziggs comes on her arm. That's unique. She's the only character who has a pet familiar like that. I think for that we'll put her in C tier. Better than Ash? Better than Ash. Better than Ash. Next is Corvus. And you know what? It's a battle-ready pose, sure. But they do it so much better. I love that the knife is floating over there because you immediately can tell, okay, this thing has some kind of mystical powers. Corvus grabs it. He does his over-the-shoulder thing over here. Slice like that. And you could just tell from this pose, like, this is an authoritarian figure. Am I using that term right? Hold on. I am using the term right. It's an authoritarian figure. Just very, like, demands your presence, demands respect. It's simple. And I also love the particle effect they added over there. Really sells it. And I think Corvus's default pose is pretty cool, too. Just like Caspian. I guess I am factoring that in, too. The default pose at the end. I like Corvus's, too. I think it's going to be S tier. Next up, we got Dredge. This one I really like. Coming through the portal. Same thing, it's just... Ultimately, all of these champion intros are them just getting into a battle-ready stance, but... Corvus, Caspian, Dredge now, they have something that shows off their kit. Like, the portals is a big thing on Dredge. And you have the crazy weapon over here. And I like that he slowly comes out of it like, oh yeah, big presence. And Dredge also has this kind of unorthodox default pose, which I really like. Yeah, you know what? Dredge is another S tier. Better than Corvus? Yeah. Better than Caspian? I like that Caspian moves around more. So, yeah, we'll leave that there. Next is Drogos, and... literally, he just looks at you. He's like, huh? Grr. Oh my god, that's even worse than Buck and Barrack. That's one of the worst ones by far. Next is Eevee, and fun fact with Eevee, they actually updated her intro. It was the same fundamental... Hold on, we'll play it. Flies in, spins around, salutes the camera. There was like a really small difference in the way she saluted the camera prior. I think her neck was more straight, like not this kind of like bend to it. But Eevee's I really like. She's an older champion too, but look at this. It shows off the kit really well. And her personality too. Like this crazy, free-spirited, crazy girl coming in. Eevee's going in S. Probably one of the only older champions to go in S. But again, like I said, it's just a lot of flair to it. I like that. A lot of movement too. Better than Corvus, yeah. Better than Dredge. And they also added the sound effects of some of her... I think the ice storms in there. Nah, we'll keep her there. Well, Fernando, you winked at us. That is so unique. I mean, it does show off some character. It's just... I don't know. I think this would have been more interesting if maybe the shield is up, he's like charging in, or he like lights the camera on fire with the flamethrower, like kind of waves it around and then comes in with doing the wink like, oh yeah, I'm hot stuff. This is a hot team. It's like a normal team, but with me in it. Like, I think that would have been more fitting. And I think, does he come in with the... So an interesting thing with Fernando, also Barrack and Pip, is in-game, their goggles/visor is down, but in the intros it's not. And I think it would have been cool if maybe he does the little wink and maybe the helmet comes down, possibly. But for the wink, he goes up to D tier. At the top of D tier. Oh, next up we're having one of my favorites. Spheria. I love this one a lot. I love this. Just first of all, this I love it when they have their back to the camera first and then turn around. But the wings, they all get lit ablaze. And then she turns around and has this really cool pose over there. I love that. One more time. And spreading the wings out, like, just power. Ooh. I think Furia's going to the top of S tier. That is one of my favorite intros. I remember how hype I was when I first saw that in-game. Next we got Grok. Grok just bounces down. You know what? I like that he does that little thing with the lightning. Even the weird, like, hoppy bounce he does, I feel like it's kind of in character. You know what? Grok's gonna go... I don't really love it, but I don't hate it either. We're gonna put him... top of B tier. Top of B tier for Grok. Here's Grover, comes up. Yeah... And also, I should mention, the reason all the characters are like this weird color when they first come in is because when Nyx came out, I believe, or it was Omen, one of them, previously you would select your champion. If you hovered your champion in the champion select, the screen would be empty. No one would be there. When you selected your champion, the intro would play, rightfully so. Now, for some reason, when you hover your champion in the champion select, they play the intro there, and then when you actually select them, they just kind of pop on screen. And the only way to prompt them to do the intro is to change skins, which causes that weird, like that whitish gray this loading in the textures. That's why. Which was really annoying. That made what should have been a simple video super duper frustrating to make. That being said, Grover's really freaking boring. Yeah, above Drogos. Up next, we got my main, Imani. Oh, and anyways, for Grover, I don't really know what you do to make that more interesting. Maybe you could have him, like, communing with nature or something. I don't know. Okay, I know Imani's my main, and I'm embarrassed to say how late I realized this. I think her intro is a Legend of Korra reference from the first episode when Korra's training, doing the firebending. She does a move very similar to this. And I love that. I like the intro. I've seen it a lot. It's probably the one I've seen the most in-game. It's not one I dislike. I do have a few nitpicks. Imani's probably going to go A tier. My nitpick is she doesn't change stances at all. There's no dragon here. Like, how cool would it have been if she dropped down from the dragon and then maybe played this? Or alternatively... And actually, I would love to one day... This is a bucket list thing. It might not happen. It might happen, it might not. But I would love to reanimate some of the stuff in Paladins. Like, Betty La Bomba's ultimate is one of them that comes to mind. But this one, I'm thinking... Right here, what if she was in fire? And you have little flame particles circling around. Just like Legend of Korra, mind you. And then right here, it swaps to ice. And rather than... Hold on. I know I always do the clap on streams for this intro, but Imani doesn't actually... Hold on. I'm sorry, I'm not pausing it at the right time. And I was... So right here, she doesn't actually clap her hands. She does this weird, like... I wonder if that's supposed to be, like... a Wakanda salute, maybe? Because I know she has that reference in her voice lines. But she does this weird, like, crossing of her wrists. I think right here she should have swapped to ice. And then you see, like, the ice effect. And then she's in the stance. And the only reason I'm very nitpicky of Imani is because she's my main. I can do it. But we'll put her in A tier. I like the intro a lot. Better than Azan? This, I feel like my bias would show here if I put it at top of A. I kind of like Betty's better, though. I like the little da-da-da-da. I like that a lot. Azan flying in. You know what? I'll put her above Zan. Here's Inara. I mean, they added a little doom to show her rock powers, but it's another one of those older champions where she just strikes a pose. Who strikes a pose better? We can put her there. Better than Barrack. Next is Io. Io's I like. I don't know if it really matches the character. The only thing that really matches is this, like, huh? Because she's kind of like, from what I understand with Io, she's not there fully, like, mentally, because she was shattered in half. Her mind's kind of, like, broken somewhat. She's always unsure of herself, stuttering. But I do like that. I like the little spin. She's smiling. I'm gonna put it in A tier. A little thing that probably would have pushed it to S tier for me is right here during the spin, if you see a little thing of like Luna running by in the back. I think that would have been cool. Listen, I told you it's my tier list. I can nitpick if I want to. We will put her below Azan. Next is Genos. Now, when I first started playing, Genos was one of my first mains. And I remember loving this intro. I think this is actually one of the longest intros in the game. It's very simple. It is. But I think it shows off his powers perfectly. Heavenly Being. Shows off the Stellar Wind. Also, I think this is just complemented by Genos' excellent visual design. I think we're going to put it A tier. It's just, I don't really know how you would improve this, but it's just lacking a little bit of flair for me personally. As you can tell from my S tiers versus A's. Better than Nile? Nah, I think bottom of A is fine. Kasumi. Easiest S tier. I think this is probably the best intro in the game. The fact that she has two of them, which some people think that's actually a glitch. It's not. Kasumi has two intros. So the first one is she just pulls up like this, caresses the doll, boring. But you have a rare chance of getting the jump scare, and that actually got me the first time. It got a lot of people the first time. I just love that one. That is so unique. Fitting for her character. Unfortunately, gameplay is another thing, but very, very fitting for the character. I don't think anything's topping that. That is probably my favorite intro in the game. We'll see, we'll see. We'll see. There's Khan. So, fun fact, like Eevee, Khan's default intro was changed as well. I don't know if I have any footage of it, but originally because he comes in, he does the Commander's Grab. I really like that. But originally, the Commander's Grab he did in this animation was more similar to the way it looks in-game, where it's just kind of like grabbing from the side. Whereas in-game right here, he grabs upwards like this. And also, I do not... I pity whoever had to animate this, because Khan is like such a hulking figure, really difficult to animate. At least when I need to for a thumbnail, just because he's so huge that any like subtle details with him is lost. But originally, his arm was like all the way here, and it would just cover the whole screen, his arm. It looked awful. I'm really glad they changed it. And I like this one too. I really do. Comes in, yoink. Very fitting of the gameplay. He's right up in your face. Top of A or bottom of S? I also, as you can see, I'm a fan of when the characters like get up close and personal. I'm going to put it bottom of S. Up next, we got a Lamo. Wow. Kanessa. So cool. I mean, it shows off the gun going from sniper mode to carbine mode. We can put her in C tier for that, just because the weapon's a little interesting. But besides that, it's the same as all these boring ones. And, I don't know, how would you improve this? Maybe making it a little longer, like, having her look around with the sniper rifle more. Or maybe she teleports in with her transporter. Kanessa's kind of like a simple character. I don't know what else you really do. Here's Koga. Koga I like a lot. Again, it's the same thing. He kind of just comes in. But I love the flair of spinning the weapons around. Then he turns and one of them's gone. He has the claws out. I think this is a really solid battle stance too. I'm going to put Koga at the top of A. Yeah, you know what? Top of A. I think it's fine. I'm gonna try my best not to overthink these. Here's Lex. Now, like Genos, when I first started playing this game, Lex was one of my mains, and I remember when I first saw this intro, I'm like, this dude is so cool. It's really simple. And it really doesn't match with him character-wise either, but it's just he leans in, he's like, oh, you want this? Try me. Ooh, going in A. That's my personal bias. I love that one. Go right next to Amani. Yeah. I wish I could play Lex better. Ever since they got rid of third person, I can't play him anymore. I miss him. I just, ugh. And when you got that when you got top play, oh, that was just so good. It's like you messed with me. Let's see what happened. Here's Leon. Okay, I hate this character. I hate everything about her, but I love this intro. It tells you exactly what you need to know about her. She's this pompous figure. She summons her weapon. Authoritarian... Oh my god, I cannot say that word today. A, commanding pose. Let me say that instead, since my English is failing me today. Commanding pose over here. I'm gonna put her at the top of A. Next is Lilith. And I mean, that's a classic for a vampire. I think that's great. It has her little giggle from every time you kiss somebody. I don't know why I'm seeing it now. Like, one little nitpick I have is the cube just kind of coming in. I always thought Lilith's weapon was weird, but I think it would have been really cool if maybe when she gets up, instead of doing this little giggling thing, she comes up and I think she has an emote like this where she takes the Rubik's Cube and does all this stuff and opens it up. I think that would have been a little more interesting. Like, she comes up and she does the Rubik's Cube thing, or like maybe the heart comes in and then she closes it in the Rubik's Cube. I think that would have been cool, but still, I do like this intro. We will put it... It's very simple. Put it above Genos. Yeah. Next is May. Which, I mean... They did a little more. They had her walk in a little bit. They added that little sound at the front. And I think Maeve's a cool character, but that's kind of lame. We'll put it at C tier just because a little more is happening than just getting into the stance. Very little, mind you. That's Makoa. Wow. That is Makoa. Oh my god, nothing. It's just... That's worse than Drogos, man. He just pulls up his little cannon and he's like, okay, I'm ready. Ay. Alright. I don't know. Could have showed off, like, the bubble shield. Could have put him in, like, ancient rage mode and maybe he calms down, or... I don't know. I get it, Makoa's supposed to be, like, a peaceful creature in the realm, but... This is, like, them getting ready for battle, and he's all, like, calm and collected here. I don't know. Yeah. Here's Maldamba. And again, it's simple, you know, just battle stance, but because Maldamba has such an interesting character design with the snake as the weapon, I feel that that elevates it a lot. So, for that, we'll put Maldamba in B. I guess it's like Bomb King, because they have an interesting weapon/visual design, it does bump them up. Put them above Bomb King. Next is Moji.
Moji, why are they shooting at me?
This one I like a lot. You got the familiars, like, showcasing immediately, like, oh, that is very unique. No other champion has two-headed lizards that they ride into battle. And you see it's this little bunny on top with the wizard's outfit. I also just realized Moji kind of glitches out in this. Like, over here. Oop. That was weird. Hold Interesting. That being said, A tier. Ooh, better than Leon, better than Koga. Yeah, I like it better than all those. Alright, next is Nyx, and unfortunately, I think I discovered another bug tied to the intros not starting. So this is what I'm talking about. You hover the champion and then they play. But for some reason, on Nyx, Ray, and Yagurath, all champions who don't have individual weapons that you could swap out, the intro would not play. No matter how many times I swapped their skins, it would not play. I wasted like an hour trying to get it. So that's why the stupid overlay is on top of these champions, which I feel like kind of ruins this, but... Nyx's is cool. The only thing I don't like is this weird sitting pose. Like, I don't know why Nyx has that default pose. Just sitting on nothing. I'm wondering if, and this is like tinfoil hat speculation, I'm wondering if in-game Nyx was supposed to be like lounging around punching people rather than walking. Maybe that's why her walk cycle isn't finished properly. Because she does slide around. That's like a amateur mistake for animating. She slides around instead of walking. Or it could be because she's walking around too slow for the game to handle, but she does Roomba around, as I call it. And I'm wondering if she was supposed to float around on like some kind of throne instead, like maybe the Dawnforge throne. I think that would have been better. Maybe if the actual throne was there and she sat on that. Obviously, it doesn't tie into her gameplay, but it ties into the lore. But I remember they had to... I think I saw a tweet about this, who animated this. They had to put this screen up because the camera for the Champion Select, it doesn't move. So what they did is they rotated Nyx and they had to make it look like the camera's looking down at her, but really she's just like tilted over. But I like that she manipulates the camera like that. That's very cool. It's just the final pose is a little wonky for me. But I think that's an A tier. I think better than Moji. I like that one a lot. Next is Commander Octavia. Oh my god. Okay, you know what? Ooh, I don't know where to place this one, because I said I don't actively dislike any intros, and I don't dislike this one. It's a little basic. But I hate the fact that she pulls out the sword. That is the most prominent thing about this intro, is this pose here. This is never seen in game. She never strikes a pose like this for... Like, how cool would it have been for her ultimate? Like, Shing, this is our battlefield. Big lasers coming down. When I first saw this, I'm like, ooh, she has a sword? Like, I wonder if she's going to have, like, some kind of, like, melee ability up close. And then, obviously, they go, like, oh, it's just a decorative thing for high-ranked officers. Sure, I mean, but, like... That's just, like, wasted time. Why did they even bother adding it to Octavia's character design if it's not going to serve any function in her gameplay? Shout out to my Octavia rework concept. Despite the fact that I think the character is in a good state balance-wise, I still like that rework concept a little better, just because it gives the character more flair. And most notably, the sword would be used in the ultimate. The animation would be changed from the stupid finger guns. Oh my god. The stupid finger guns to this. And also I added to Commanding Leap, she would actually sweep the ground with her sword for a little bit of damage when landing. I mean, the actual intro is fine. I'm going to put it B tier, because I like it and I hate it at the same time. So I think that's top of B tier, I think is fine. It just, yeah, she's a commander, it relates to that, but I hate that she doesn't use the sword in game. I don't know why I got so riled up about that. I don't even freaking play Octavia that much, but... I respect Octavia. I respect Commander Octavia, but it just annoys me so much that she doesn't use the sword. Anyway, Omen. You know what? I'm gonna say it. I think Omen is the first intro that I actively dislike. So, Omen's whole lore, I know a lot of people don't like Omen. I think the lore, and it's so-so with the lore, but I think they could have made him interesting if they took him in a slightly different direction, despite him being an Echo. His whole thing is, like Genos, he ascended, but he ascended from the Abyss. So, I think it would have been way cooler if his intro was, you see the beam of light from his ultimate, and then maybe he floats up from that, like he ascends from the Abyss like that, and then comes out of it. And then maybe he could teleport around. I don't know why he teleports around. He doesn't do that in game. Or like maybe he comes out of the portal, spins around, does like some kind of pose. This would be one character. I actually wanted to make a new intro for him for the Omen rework concept, but I didn't have enough time to animate it, so I didn't do it. But this, I mean, he closes his fist, which I guess you could assume is the gravity vice. He just teleports around, and then because Paladins, the little gun does weep. Yeah, no, actually, I'll put it at the top of D just because stuff is happening. But this, I just don't like it. It also really doesn't help Omen's, like, cool factor because he doesn't have any. If he had a cool intro, at least you'd be like, oh, Omen, okay, that's pretty cool. Like, someone in a beam of life. Pip. Yawn. How cool would it have been if he, like, I don't know, kind of, like, jumps in, or maybe there's some, like, chickens running around and Pip chases after them, then sees the camera, and he's like, oh, shoot, let me, like, look presentable here. This doesn't tell you anything about his kit. I mean, sure, there. I don't really care. Next is Rom. So you don't actually hear it here because I had the voices turned off, but normally Rom will laugh when doing this intro. I think it's fine. I don't really like it. I don't dislike it. It's more interesting than just getting ready. But I think maybe it would have been cool if, like, some souls went over here and then he crushes them with his hand when he gets into this pose. We'll put another B tier. We'll put him... I kind of like Octavia's more. Nah, you know what? Put it above. And you know what? Octavia's going... there. Just because I got so riled about it. It should be knocked down a few pegs. Again, Ray, the stupid overlay. But I like it. It shows her little, like, cutesy anime girl nature. And it shows the Spirit Link off, which is a huge part of her gameplay. It is a very weird pose she has, but that's supposed to be a reference to an anime dance, I think. We'll put her bottom of A for that. Here's Ruckus. See, this is one where it's just getting ready, but I like that he's doing more. He's, you know, beep, 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 beep. I like that a lot. And really, I don't know what else you would do for the characters, so... yeah, we'll put him at the bottom of V for that. Sati. See, I feel Sati does the Omen intro better. The only thing is, like, what is she shooting at? So she throws the coin. She shoots there. She shoots there. There. But she's not hitting anything, and then she pulls a new coin. Like, I don't know. I guess they were trying to get that she's shooting the coins, but... I think the intro is fine. It'll go probably like bottom of A, but I think it would have been a little better if you actually see the coin, like you hear a little ding and you see the coin fall here, a little ding, coin falls, and then you see the coin in the background, ching, like that would have been cool. And then of course because Paladins is bugged, the coin goes wee. And I also love the coin that it has the two sides of the same coin, Karn and Valera. I like that a lot. Top of B tier, sorry, for Sati. Here's Ceres. Now Ceres is a simple one, she's an older champion. Despite all her changes making you think she's a newer champion, she's not. I don't know, the only thing is she just, like, immediately appears. I think this one would have been better if, like Dredge, there's some kind of portal. Or, in Ceres' reveal trailer, she... how do I describe this? Like, she comes out in pieces, I guess? Like, you see her hands come out first, and then the rest of her shows up. Like, she's invisible and becomes visible over time rather than just... popping in here like she does. Because that is what this is supposed to be referencing. It's the cast animation for Shadow Travel. But I think that would have been really cool if, like, you see the orb first, and then Ceres' hand, and then the rest of her appears as she strikes that pose. C tier. Shaolin, I mean... I was tempted when I was first thinking of this. I'm like, that's going to be the worst intro by far, but now that I'm thinking about it, it at least kind of showcases, like, the character. He's, like, a little, like, arrogant, kind of, like, oh yeah, I got this. So I think C tier's fine. I mean, it doesn't show off anything about his kit. Like, the bow isn't drawn at all during this, but... Put him over there. Here's Sky. Simple, but this... I feel like it conveys what Sky is about better than Shaolin. Like, oh, she's doing her hair. Like, ooh. Sexy pose over there. Like, this is an Instagram pose if we've ever had one in Paladins. One little thing, and I think they were trying to go for this, but you hear the little smoke bomb sound. I think it would have been cool if you actually see the smoke go up, and then Sky walks through it, doing her hair like that. But I think they actually... Sky's is pretty good for being an older character. We'll put her in B. Put her above Damba. Your Strix. Same thing, like, I don't know why they don't showcase his stealth at all. I mean, he does have a little more flair with the guns, you know, he flips this around, looking around. It's just kind of boring. I don't really care for that one. I think better than Nessa, better than Shaolin. I think it's better... better than me. Nah. I feel like these two should be moved down. Yeah, I'm more happy with that. Okay. Talus. Shows off the rune of travel immediately. Shows off the, like, insecure nature. He's a kid. I like that one. I think it's solid. We will put you... Put you over there. I think that's good. It's Terminus, my man Term. See, I feel like he does the Atlas intro better. Because it makes sense for Term to, like, boom. And I love the little sniff of the nose he does over here, like, alright, what's next? And it's somewhat showing off the Shatterfall. I think one little nitpick is I would have liked to see Term, like, look up, like, ooh. And then get into pose, but I think he's solid. We'll put him... Yeah, I think bottom of A is fine. Tiberius, unfortunately, this one is glitched. It's been glitched for years, and they never fixed it. This should be lower. For some reason, Tiberius, they moved the Y-axis on him. I don't know why, but they did. So, yeah, he throws the Chakram, then gets into position to catch it. Which I think this is one of the flashiest intros we got. It's just held back by the fact that it's bugged. Do we take that into account? A little bit. We'll put him at the bottom of A for that. Otherwise, if it was... I'd have to see it again fixed. I think bottom of A is fine. I do like it a lot. It just sucks that it's bugged and forever bugged because Paladins is dead. It's Torvald. See, this is another simple one, but I really love it. It just shows off Torvald's personality perfectly. Like, he sees the cameras on him, he's like, check this shit out. Got the glove, like, oh yes, look at this. I am ready for battle with the crystals. I like it. It's simple, but I like it a lot. We'll put it, You know what? You could be bottom of A tier, Torvald. It's Tyra. Alright, I'm gonna admit something. This is a little embarrassing, but... when Tyra was a video game crush for me when I first started playing. And when I first saw this intro again, like the way she's looking at you here, I remembered. I'm like, ooh. But really, it's just, what is she doing here? Just throwing the firebomb around. We'll put her in B tier just for the... just for the high school memories over there. We'll put her... Put her below Sky. Seven. This is actually another one of my favorites. I love this. He's just up in your face. You hear the sound of the ult going off. You see this dude with the mysterious mask, the one red eye. He actually disappears too. The only stealth character to actually disappear in their intro. Then pops up. A solid battle stance. Also, I just realized 7 went before Vatu. Shouldn't it be this way? I don't know. Again, like Kasumi, I love that he gets right up close and personal with the camera. You know what? I'm putting it... second place. It's one of my favorites. I love that one. I was really hyped when I first saw that intro, too. I'm like, yo... 7 looks cool. There's Vatu. Now, unfortunately, despite being a more modern character... they don't really do anything with Vatu. He just pops in. So disappointing. Like, how cool would it have been if he just... even if he just teleported in with the ambush kick and then... there you go. And I know they have the little, like... I don't know, the flute going on in the background, but... I don't know. He does walk in, so I guess that could bump him up a smidge, but... yeah, that sucks. Anyways, here's... Vic Jr. and Vic Classic. I mean, it's... the little salute's fine. It adds a little bit of personality, I guess. We could put you below Cassie. Vivian. Now, actually, fun fact, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this. When I first started playing, Vivian was one of my mains because she was so easy. And also, I thought she played great in third person. But I also have a soft spot for this intro. I just love this. Yeah, you want to try me? Check out my floating plates. And I like that she walks in from the side like Tyra. I think that's more unique. I'm just... I mean, this isn't news, but compared to everyone else, Vivian's model, like, sucks. What were they thinking? Not even just the outfit. I'm talking, like, the quality of the textures. This... I have max settings on, mind you. And she looks like that. She looks like Play-Doh. We'll go B tier for Viv. Put her at the top. Simple, but I really like it. I have a soft spot for that one. Vora. That's an S tier. I love all the flair she has, and I love that pose. And also, one little thing I really love with this one, and it's a blink and you miss it, literally. But when the intro first starts, she's looking down here. She looks up first and sees you, and then she does all that. And I love the dancer-type pose over there. Ooh, solid. Solid. I think I like that one better than Furia. I like that one a lot. Willow. See, like the older champions, simple, just ready for battle, but I think they did Willow really good. I love that she's enclosed in her wings, and then yawn, and she has this cutesy little, you know, she's a fairy. Why would she have a battle-ready stance? I think they did Willow really well. We'll put Willow above Betty. And here's Yagurath. Another one I really like. She just comes up and starts screaming. And really, what else could they do for Yagurath? Have her roll in? That would look so wacky if she just rolled in and then did it. And I love that effect they added to the screen, like that she's just in your face. The screen's getting humid and dripping. Yagurath. Yeah, Yagurath right there. Next is Ying. And actually, don't quote me on this, I might be wrong, but I think Ying originally had one of those lame-o just champion intros, like she readied her mirror and looked at you. And I think they updated it where now she flies in. I mean, it doesn't show off anything about her gameplay. Ying doesn't float around like that. But it adds a lot of character. I especially love, like, right here. I love right here that she looks directly at you. Ying has a really interesting design, too. I think that complements it. Ying will go in B tier. You know what? Go bottom of A. Feeling generous with Ying. And then Xin, last up. I think Xin has a really solid one. He shows off his character perfectly. I admit, this was like a really sad video to make. I'm still really disappointed by what happened to Paladins, but Zin's another solid one. Like, We'll go... Yeah. Yeah, I think that's good. So, top of S, we have Kasumi, followed by Seven, followed by Vora, followed by Furia, followed by Caspian, Yagoroth, Dredge, Eevee, Corvus, and Khan. A tiers, we got Nyx, Moji, Talus, Leon, Koga, Willow, Betty, Imani, Lex, Azan, Io, Lilith, Genos, Ray, Terminus, Xin, Tiberius, Torvald, Ying. Then in B tiers, we have Vivian, Sati, Ray, Grok, Atlas, Octavia, Sky, Tyra, Maldamba, Bomb King, and Ruckus. In our C's, we got Ceres, Maeve, Strix, Shaolin, Ash, Cassie, Victor, Kanessa, Vatu. And finally, at the bottom of the barrels, we have Omen, Fernando, Androxus, Anara, Pip, Barrack, Buck, Grover, Drogos, Makoa. Besides Omen, all for the same reasons that it's lame. This is the first time you're seeing your champion move around and they just do this little like, oh, here's my gun. And as evident by some of our C and B tiers, you could do the, oh, here's my gun, a little more interesting. Anyways, I know this is probably not everybody's forte looking at animations, but I'd like to know what champion select animations are your favorite. Let me know down below. What do you guys think about the tier list? And stay tuned for more, because I have a few more. Jeez Louise, I thought this would be a quick video. I'm realizing this is like an hour long, yikes. We're going to leave it over here, guys. Peace.